There was a man who seemed to fail in love every time. Sometimes he walked away, sometimes he was ignored, sometimes he was betrayed. The faces changed, the circumstances changed, but the ending remained strangely familiar. After years of repeating the same painful pattern, he went to a monk. "Why does love always end this way for me?" he asked. "Is it coincidence, bad judgment, or something I cannot see?" The monk closed his eyes and entered deep meditation. After a long silence, he opened them. "This pattern did not begin in this life," he said. The man remained silent. "In previous lives you lived with power. In one you were a soldier, in another a king. You also performed many generous deeds. You gave wealth to the poor and helped people who depended upon you. But generosity was only one part of your character. You also misused your power. You sought women for pleasure, sometimes demanding intimate favors in return for what you gave them. And there were women whose consent, dignity, and freedom you violated." The man lowered his eyes. The monk continued, "The woman who became your wife shared more than one of those lives with you. She loved you, but even within marriage she felt alone. Again and again you took her devotion for granted while seeking relationships outside the marriage. Eventually her grief became anger, and her anger became a curse. May you one day understand what it means to search for love and never be able to hold it. That unresolved bond followed both of you." The man looked confused. "So the person who curses and the person being cursed can both become trapped in the same karma?" "Yes," replied the monk. "Hatred can bind two souls just as attachment can. Causing suffering creates karma, but holding on to the desire for another person's suffering can create karma too." "Then once this debt is cleared, will I find love?" "You will become capable of receiving a different kind of love," the monk replied, "and perhaps you will meet a soul you have known before." But karma is not a transaction in which suffering automatically purchases a soulmate. The deeper purpose is transformation. The man nodded, but the monk had not finished. "For you, however, this is only the first chapter." "What do you mean?" "There are deeper consequences connected to women whom you assaulted and violated when you possessed power over them. Their suffering cannot be reduced to a simple curse. Your actions themselves created consequences. What you are experiencing now is only one layer of what your soul must understand and transform." The man became frightened. "But what about all the good deeds I performed? Do they mean nothing?" "They mean a great deal," said the monk. "But good deeds do not erase harmful deeds as though karma were simple arithmetic. A person may plant mango seeds in one field and poisonous seeds in another. When the seasons arrive, both can produce their own fruit. The good you created may return as strength, protection, supportive people, opportunities, clarity, or resilience during difficult periods. It may help prevent your suffering from destroying you, but it does not make another person's suffering disappear." The man thought for a moment. "And how does karma actually work? How would I know what my karma is, and how can I clear it?" The monk smiled. "That requires understanding what karma actually records. Your mind produces thoughts and intentions. Your awareness allows you to recognize what you are doing. Your senses allow you to experience pleasure and pain, and to recognize that other beings can experience them too. An accidental action and an intentional action therefore do not carry the same moral weight. When you repeatedly know that something causes suffering and still Choose it. You are not merely performing an action, you are shaping yourself. The man listened carefully. Every consciously repeated thought, intention, and action leaves an impression. Those impressions become tendencies, tendencies become habits, habits become character, and character influences what you choose when the next opportunity appears. The monk picked up a seed from the ground. Think of your soul like a carrier of seeds. A seed contains tendencies that determine what kind of plant can emerge from it. In the same way, the impressions carried by consciousness influence the kind of person you are inclined to become. You cannot continuously plant cactus and demand roses. If greed, cruelty, manipulation, and lust are repeatedly cultivated, they eventually become part of the character carrying them. If compassion, restraint, honesty, and gratitude are cultivated, they too become part of that character. So God punishes us according to those seeds? The man asked. Not exactly, replied the monk. Think less in terms of punishment and more in terms of consequence. You gradually become compatible with certain experiences because of what you repeatedly cultivate within yourself. Karma is not merely something chasing you from behind. Much of the time, it is something growing from within you. The man looked disturbed. Then how can I know which karma I am experiencing? Observe patterns, said the monk. One painful event may be coincidence, but when similar situations repeatedly appear with different people, different places, and the same emotional result, pay attention. First, examine the present life before blaming a previous one. If someone leaves you, ask why. If several people independently give you the same reason, do not hide behind the word karma. Perhaps life is showing you a behavior that needs correction. If you hurt someone, apologize sincerely. If you manipulate, learn honesty. If you take love for granted, practice gratitude. If you seek control, practice respect. Wherever a negative pattern appears, transform it consciously. You came here to clean your own consciousness, not to control everyone else's opinion of you. And what if I genuinely cannot find a reason? Then accept that not every cause is visible to you. Some spiritual traditions would call such unexplained patterns past life karma, but never use an invisible past life to escape a visible responsibility in the present. The man became quiet. So, how do I clear my karma? The monk replied, observe the patterns of your life. Wherever you see a negative pattern, look within. Accept where you went wrong. Apologize from the heart and consciously change your actions. Wherever you see a positive pattern, be grateful and continue nurturing it. Karma is not cleared simply by suffering. It is cleared when you understand the lesson and stop creating the same cause again. The man asked, so when does karma truly end? The monk smiled. When the lesson is learned, the pattern changes, and you no longer create the karma that brought it to you.